Good morning, everyone. It's good to be with you. I'm Pastor Craig McCourt coming to you from Peace Lutheran Church in Arlington, Minnesota. I have with me today my coffee cup. I hope you have some morning coffee with you. This morning I'm drinking a little Highlander grog. I just love saying that too, Highlander grog. So this morning our Highlander grog coffee and Isaiah chapter 60 is with us. So we're in a good place today as we talk about a rising light. But before we can talk about the rising light, we have to talk about really the opposite of that, which is the darkness. And this time of year, we have our fair share of darkness as the days keep getting shorter and shorter and the darkness keeps getting longer and longer. There's an effect that it has on us. Everyone is affected to some degree. Some suffer from a seasonal affect disorder, which is physiologically something that happens to us when there's more darkness than light. And that time, this time of year, is one of those times when that disorder affects us. Our days are growing shorter. Darkness seems to be more prevalent. Now, there are things you can do for SAD. You can take a vitamin D. That's a good vitamin that we don't get a lot of this time of year. There are lights you can get, full spectrum lighting that helps lift our spirit. There's something about light, isn't there, that just cheers us up. It warms our heart. There is something about a candlelight vigil, to see all these people with candles. It just warms our heart. That's why I think so many churches have candlelight services on Christmas Eve, because there's just something so comforting about that light. Well, today we're talking about a rising light. Isaiah chapter 60. Isaiah writes in the opening verse of chapter 60, "Arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, a thick darkness of the people. But the Lord will rise on you, and the nations shall come to your light, and the kings to the brightness of your rising." Well, chapter 60 comes on the heels of, well, you guessed it, Isaiah 59. And Isaiah 59 is a chapter with darkness. The darkness of this world, the evil that's in this world. And we live in a day of darkness. And I'm not just talking about the number of hours of daylight. I'm talking about the darkness of this world. The Prince of Darkness has certainly done a number on this world. We live in contentious days. We have a virus that keeps us closed in on ourselves. We're not even able often to see one another the way we're used to seeing one another or hearing from one another. These are dark days. There's tension and division among us that divides people, divides families. Yeah, these are dark days. But in the midst of these dark days, we have this season called Advent, where we light another candle on the Advent wreath, the first light of hope. This arising light has come. Behold, the light has risen upon you, Isaiah says, and it will draw all nations to that light. You know, John 1:5 says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." You know, I used to ponder this question. Does light push back darkness? Or does it suck it up? I don't know the answer to that question. If you do, shoot me a message. I'd love to hear from you. I'm not really sure which it is. But the good news is either way, whether it's pushing back the darkness or it's sucking it up, it's getting rid of it. It's taking it away. It's leaving us light, radiance, joy, hope, all those things that come with light. In this season, it's easy for us to focus on the darkness of the day, the darkness of the weather, the darkness of our world. This is a season where depression runs high because everything just seems to be closing in on us. And that's why we need Advent. That's why we need this reminder that the light has come. It has come into our world. Arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. It's not that it will, it has. It's a promise. Isaiah writes this hundreds of years before Jesus was born, and he foretells even the coming of the wise men. When he says, all nations shall come to your light, and the kings to the brightness of your rising. You see, when they saw that star in the east, when they saw that rising light, they said, we got to go see that. We got to check that out. I hope in this season, as you see the rising light of Christ coming among us as we prepare for the Christmas celebration, that you say, I need to go see that light. I need to follow that star. I need to find out what's at the heart of that light. I want to encourage you today and encourage you to read from Isaiah chapter 60. Listen to a few more verses. Lift up your eyes all around and see. They all gather together. They come to you. Your sons shall come from afar, and your daughters shall be carried on the hip. They shall see and be radiant. Your heart shall thrill and exult, because of the abundance of the sea shall be turned to you, and the wealth of the nations shall come to you. A multitude of camels shall come to you. The young camels of Midian and Ephah, and those of Sheba shall come, and they shall bring gold and frankincense. They shall bring good news, the praises of the Lord. Gold and frankincense? Hey, was he reading ahead? Well, I think he was. Isaiah was reading ahead. He knew what was going to come. He knew this light was going to change everything. I hope it changes everything in your world. I hope this light of Christ dawning among us makes you excited. John writes in the opening verses of his gospel about this light that has come into the world. Listen to these great words. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not overcome it. Darkness can't overcome the light of Christ. Depression can't overcome the light of Christ. Depression is real. Darkness is real. It is here among us, but through Christ, through all the other means given to us, we can rise above. I pray that you find a way to rise above the darkness. I find that you long with me for that day in Revelation 22 verse 5 where it says, there will be no more night. There will not be a need for a light or a lamp or the light of the sun, for the Lord God Almighty will give them their light. Arise and shine, for your light has come. I hope this is a great light-filled day for you. Here in Arlington, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful morning. And I got my cup of coffee. I'm set for a good day. And I've got Isaiah 60, and I've got my computer chirping in with email reminders and all kinds of good stuff. So you go have a great day, and I'll see you next Wednesday as we continue looking at this Advent light that has come. And who knows, I might even stop in before then. Well, have a good one. Highlander grog.